Amber Heard just made her first major public statement since the Johnny Depp defamation trial that captivated the world, and what she revealed is incredibly powerful and controversial. Let me walk you through everything that happened on January 24th at the Sundance Film Festival. A new documentary premiered called Silenced, and Amber Heard is one of the featured subjects in this film. The documentary is directed by Selena Miles, and it explores how defamation lawsuits are being weaponized against women who come forward with allegations of abuse. This is obviously extremely relevant to Amber's situation given what happened with her and Johnny Depp in the documentary. Amber sits down with the director and makes some really striking comments. She says, quote, "This is not about me. I have lost my ability to speak. I am not here to tell my story. I don't want to tell my story. In fact, I don't want to use my voice anymore. That's the problem." That statement right there is so loaded because the entire controversy around her and Johnny was about whether she was telling the truth, and now she's saying she doesn't even want to speak anymore because of the consequences. Let me give you the background for anyone who needs a refresher. Amber and Johnny got married in 2015, and in 2016 she filed for divorce citing irreconcilable differences. Shortly after that, she filed a temporary restraining order against him with allegations of domestic violence. Johnny denied all of this. They reached a $7 million settlement that August. But then in December 2018, Amber wrote an op-ed for the Washington Post where she talked about being a survivor of domestic abuse. She didn't name Johnny directly in the article, but it was pretty clear who she was talking about. In March 2019, Johnny sued her for defamation, claiming the op-ed damaged his career and reputation, asking for $50 million in damages. The trial happened in April 2022 in Virginia, and it was absolutely everywhere. It was live-streamed. It became this massive social media phenomenon with people picking sides, making memes, analyzing every moment. Both Amber and Johnny made allegations of physical, emotional, and mental abuse against each other. After a 6-week trial, the jury found Amber liable on all 3 counts of defamation, and she was ordered to pay Johnny $10.35 million in damages. Johnny was also found liable on 1 count in Amber's countersuit and had to pay her $2 million. Eventually, they settled with Amber agreeing to pay Johnny $1 million, which he said he'd donate to charity. Now, in this new documentary, Amber talks about an earlier trial that happened in the UK. In 2020, Johnny sued the Sun newspaper for calling him a, quote, wife beater, and he lost that case. The court ruled that the claims were substantially true. Amber testified in that trial to back up the Sun's reporting, and she worked with international human rights lawyer Jennifer Robinson, who's also featured in the Sundance documentary. Amber talks about that UK trial saying, quote, "I remember at the close of the trial, the idea that I could say something to the press came up. Jennifer Robinson asked if I was sure about that. I thought if they throw things at me, it will make this point more obvious. I didn't understand it could get so much worse for me as a woman using my voice. And it did get worse. During and after the Virginia trial, Amber faced an absolutely brutal online campaign. There were TikToks, memes, conspiracy theories, people analyzing her body language and calling her a liar. It was one of the most intense public pile-ons I've ever seen directed at a celebrity. Whether you believe her or not, you can't deny the harassment was extreme. Amber is now a mother of 3 children. She has a 4-year-old daughter named Unak Page, and she recently had twins named Agnes and Ocean who are about 8 months old. In the documentary, she says, quote, "It gives me strength seeing other people take on the fight. Women brave enough to address the imbalance of power. Looking at my daughter's face as she grows up and slowly starts to walk into this world, I believe it can be better." So here's where this gets complicated, and I want to hear from you. Some people believe Amber was a victim of abuse who then got re-victimized by the legal system and public opinion. They point to the fact that she won the UK trial and that defamation cases are incredibly difficult to win. They see her as someone who spoke out and was punished for it. On the other side, many people believe the evidence showed that Amber was not truthful about the abuse, that she may have been the aggressor in the relationship, and that Johnny was the real victim. They point to audio recordings, witness testimonies, and the jury's decision in the Virginia trial. This documentary is clearly positioning Amber's story within a larger conversation about how women are silenced when they try to speak about abuse. But critics will say that this ignores the specifics of her case and the evidence that was presented in court. What do you think? Do you believe Amber Heard's account of what happened? I genuinely want to know where you stand on this because it's one of the most divisive topics in recent celebrity history. Drop your thoughts in the comments, keep it respectful, and let's have a real conversation about this. If this breakdown was helpful, subscribe and hit the notification bell because we cover all the major celebrity news and controversies. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.